You may think wealth, abundance, and divine blessings are limited, something only a fortunate few can access. But let me tell you a secret. The bank of God has unlimited resources, and every soul on this earth has full access. Every limitation, every struggle, every not enough is simply a misunderstanding of the divine law. Today, you will discover how to open your spiritual account and draw from this infinite supply. Because the universe responds not to scarcity, but to your alignment with its laws. The key is knowing that abundance is your birthright, and knowing how to claim it transforms your life forever. The universe is filled with an endless supply of resources, energy, and opportunity. Yet most people walk through life believing that there is not enough to go around. This misconception creates limitation and struggle, making it difficult to recognize the abundance that is always present. Every aspect of the world around us, from the smallest atom to the vast galaxy, operates in perfect harmony, reflecting a law of unlimited provision. This infinite abundance is not something external that must be chased or earned, but rather a natural state that exists within and around every individual. Understanding this truth transforms the way one approaches life. When you see the world through the lens of plenty rather than scarcity, you begin to notice opportunities where before you only saw obstacles. Resources that seemed inaccessible suddenly appear, relationships improve, and your energy aligns with possibilities you once thought were impossible. The key is to shift your consciousness from a mindset of lack to one of recognition of the infinite supply that is constantly flowing. When this understanding takes root, it becomes clear that your words hold extraordinary power. Every word spoken, whether consciously or unconsciously, functions as a tool of creation. Words are not merely sounds or symbols. They are energetic expressions that influence both your inner world and the outer reality. When you speak in a manner that affirms abundance, prosperity, and well-being, you are effectively issuing checks to the universe, requesting that these blessings manifest in your life. On the other hand, words of fear, limitation, or doubt withdraw energy and opportunity, creating blockages that prevent the natural flow of abundance. This principle emphasizes the importance of conscious communication with oneself and with others. By deliberately choosing words that uplift, encourage, and affirm your right to abundance, you align with the natural laws of provision. Over time, this practice rewires thought patterns, shifts perceptions, and sets in motion a sequence of events that mirror the energetic commands issued through your speech. Recognizing the infinite supply of the universe and coupling that understanding with the deliberate use of language creates a powerful dynamic that transforms not only personal circumstances but also the world around you, making abundance a tangible and lived reality rather than a distant hope. The first step in this transformative process is awareness. Many people unknowingly speak words that contradict their desires, reinforcing scarcity without even realizing it. Statements like "I cannot afford this" or "there is never enough" become self-fulfilling prophecies because they focus attention on lack rather than possibility. Becoming conscious of these patterns requires introspection and mindfulness, observing the thoughts and words that dominate your daily life. By noting the frequency of limiting language, you can begin to replace it with affirmations that reflect the abundance already present in the universe. Phrases such as "I am provided for in every way" or "the universe supplies all my needs" shift focus from absence to presence, from limitation to possibility. Repetition and consistency are crucial because the mind responds to habitual thought patterns. Each time an abundant word is spoken, it strengthens the neural pathways that align with prosperity, making the experience of abundance more natural and automatic. Another essential element is belief. Words alone are not enough if they are not underpinned by a genuine sense of faith in the limitless nature of provision. Belief functions as the bridge between thought and manifestation. It is the conscious recognition that the universe is not only capable of providing everything you need but is actively seeking to do so. When belief is present, spoken words become charged with creative power, resonating with the frequency of the infinite supply. Conversely, words spoken without belief carry little weight, as the mind unconsciously contradicts the conscious intention. Cultivating belief requires practice, reflection, and a willingness to let go of ingrained habits of doubt. It involves observing evidence of abundance in everyday life, recognizing synchronicity, and acknowledging the ways in which needs have already been met. As belief grows, speaking affirmations and intentions becomes more than a ritual. It transforms into a genuine dialogue with the energy of the universe, inviting miracles and opportunities to emerge naturally. Gratitude amplifies the effect of words and belief, functioning as a multiplier of abundance. When expressing thankfulness for what already exists, the mind and heart shift from focusing on absence to recognizing presence. This simple practice creates a powerful energetic signal that the universe interprets as readiness to receive more. Gratitude is not merely politeness or social convention, it is a profound recognition of the flow of life that affirms abundance in every form. By actively acknowledging the resources, people, and experiences that already enrich life, one attracts additional blessings, often in unexpected ways. This dynamic demonstrates that abundance is not a finite commodity to be hoarded, but an ever-expanding energy that grows when noticed, appreciated, and spoken into existence. Visualization works hand in hand with spoken affirmation, strengthening the manifestation process. When you vividly imagine your desires fulfilled, your mind creates a template of reality that aligns with the infinite supply of the universe. This visualization must be detailed and immersive, engaging emotions as well as mental images, because feelings are the language through which the universe responds. By pairing visualization with affirmations that assert your claim to abundance, you are effectively combining intention, word, and feeling into a cohesive force that communicates clearly to the unseen realm. Over time, this practice conditions the subconscious mind to accept abundance as natural and inevitable, dissolving internal resistance and opening the path for external manifestation. Acting in accordance with the flow of abundance is also critical. While the universe provides limitless resources, opportunities often present themselves in ways that require inspired action. Listening to intuition, following subtle guidance, and stepping confidently toward opportunities ensures that abundance is not merely theoretical but actively lived. This requires a balance of patience and initiative, trusting that provision is always present, while remaining attentive to the practical steps that bring it into experience. Actions aligned with the recognition of abundance create momentum, reinforcing the principle that the universe operates in a cooperative relationship with those who acknowledge its supply and participate in its flow. Fear and worry, on the other hand, obstruct the flow of abundance. They act as blocks, creating a perception of limitation and preventing the energetic connection with the infinite supply. Releasing these emotions requires conscious effort, meditation, and the repeated affirmation of safety, sufficiency, and divine provision. By replacing anxiety with trust and expectation, the mind is freed to align with the universal law of plenty. This shift is not merely emotional but has practical consequences as the individual begins to notice solutions, resources, and opportunities that were previously overlooked due to the cloud of fear. Generosity further strengthens the energetic connection with unlimited provision. Giving, whether of time, resources, or knowledge, signals trust in the universe's abundance. The act of giving creates a circulation of energy that ensures continual flow, demonstrating that abundance grows rather than diminishes through sharing. It establishes a rhythm in which the universe can respond, creating reciprocal opportunity, and reinforcing the principle that the bank of God is indeed unlimited. Persistence, coupled with faith, secures the claim to abundance. Challenges, delays, and apparent scarcity are part of the process of manifestation. Consistent focus, affirmation, and alignment with divine principles prevent temporary obstacles from discouraging the seeker. The universe operates with perfect timing, and persistence ensures that readiness, expectation, and belief remain intact until the manifestation occurs. Ultimately, claiming the unlimited supply of the universe is not solely for personal gain but for the benefit of others. Abundance is designed to flow outward as well as inward. As one draws from the infinite supply and manifests prosperity, ripple effect touches families, communities, and the wider world. The recognition of abundance, expressed through words, belief, gratitude, action, and generosity, establishes a cycle in which life continuously expands, grows, and multiplies. Through awareness, intentional speech, and alignment with the principles of universal provision, one discovers that the bank of God is always open, ever generous, and wholly unlimited, ready for every individual willing to claim their inheritance. The power of belief is one of the most fundamental principles in understanding the unlimited resources of the universe. Belief acts as the bridge between the invisible and the visible, the conceptual and the practical. Without genuine belief, words, intentions, and even actions lose their potency, because the mind unconsciously contradicts what is spoken or imagined. Belief is not a passive state of hope or wishful thinking. It is an active acknowledgement that the universe is abundant, that provision exists in infinite measure, and that every individual has the right and the capacity to access it. The development of true belief requires careful attention to thought patterns, self-talk, and the stories that one tells oneself about limitation and lack. Often, individuals unintentionally reinforce scarcity by dwelling on what is missing or focusing on past failures. These mental patterns act as barriers, preventing the full recognition of abundance. To cultivate belief, it is necessary to consciously shift focus from what is absent to what is possible, to practice affirmations that resonate deeply with personal desires, and to visualize the fulfillment of needs as though they are already realized. This practice rewires the mind, creating pathways that align with the flow of abundance, making belief a lived experience rather than a conceptual idea. Gratitude amplifies the power of belief by creating a receptive state in which the mind, body, and spirit are attuned to the signals of abundance. When gratitude becomes a daily practice, it transforms perception, allowing one to see blessings where previously there was only a sense of lack. Gratitude is not merely an acknowledgement of material possessions, it is an appreciation of relationships, opportunities, talents, experiences, and the simple gift of life itself. This attitude of recognition functions as a magnet, attracting further opportunities, resources, and experiences in proportion to the intensity and sincerity of the appreciation expressed. The practice of gratitude also helps to cultivate humility, reminding the individual that abundance is not solely the result of personal effort but a reflection of the infinite supply of the universe. By giving thanks for both the seen and the unseen, for the known and the anticipated, one creates a field of energy that naturally draws what is desired into manifestation. In this way, gratitude becomes both a signal and a conduit, transforming the act of appreciation into a dynamic mechanism for receiving more. The interplay between belief and gratitude is strengthened through the use of visualization and affirmation. Visualization engages the mind in a creative process, allowing the individual to experience mentally what is desired emotionally and spiritually. The images created in the mind, when detailed, immersive, and paired with positive emotions, create a template that the subconscious mind interprets as real. Affirmations serve as verbal reinforcements of these visualizations, giving form to intention and shaping thought patterns in alignment with abundance. For instance, affirming that all needs are met while visualizing circumstances of financial security, harmonious relationship, or vibrant health communicates clearly to the mind and the universe that these states are expected and accepted as reality. Over time, these practices strengthen belief, reduce resistance, and accelerate the manifestation process. They condition the individual to perceive and recognize opportunities, resources, and synchronicity that might otherwise go unnoticed, creating a sense of seamless alignment with the flow of abundance. An often overlooked component of accessing unlimited supply is the management of fear and worry. These emotions are natural responses to uncertainty and perceived risk, but they act as energetic blocks, diverting attention from possibilities and closing channels of provision. Fear focuses the mind on limitation, on what is absent, and on imagined threats, whereas worry compounds the problem by creating imagined consequences that may never occur. To relieve fear and worry, one must consciously redirect attention toward trust, expectation, and positive outcomes. Techniques such as meditation, focused breathing, and affirmations that assert divine support and sufficiency help to calm the mind and open awareness to the abundance that surrounds. By replacing anxiety with faith and expectation, individuals create space for new opportunities, resources, and solutions to appear. This shift is critical because abundance cannot flow to a mind preoccupied with scarcity. The energy of fear and worry acts as a barrier, whereas the energy of trust, expectation, and faith functions as a magnet, drawing the infinite supply toward expression. Generosity and giving play a complementary role in reinforcing the principles of belief, gratitude, and trust. The act of giving, whether through sharing resources, time, knowledge, or kindness, establishes a rhythm of circulation that mirrors the natural flow of abundance in the universe. It is not a loss, but an investment in the energetic principle that what is sent out returns multiplied. Generosity demonstrates confidence in the sufficiency of provision, signaling to both the mind and the universe that there is enough for everyone. This practice strengthens the individual's alignment with the infinite supply by creating patterns of reciprocity and flow, and it fosters a sense of interconnectedness, reinforcing the idea that abundance is a shared resource rather than a finite commodity. The process of giving also nurtures humility and reinforces the recognition that personal success and prosperity are intertwined with the well-being of others, creating a cycle of continuous expansion and manifestation. Persistence combined with faith is another key component of claiming the unlimited supply of the universe. Manifestation is rarely instantaneous. It often unfolds over time, requiring consistent focus, deliberate intention, and trust in the process. Challenges, delays, and obstacles are not indicators of failure or limitation, but rather opportunities to strengthen alignment, reinforce belief, and refine expectations. Persistence ensures that temporary setbacks do not derail the process, that attention remains on the desired outcome, and that faith is continually renewed. This combination of unwavering belief, consistent action, and patient expectation creates a momentum that facilitates the natural unfolding of abundance, demonstrating that the universe operates in perfect timing and that the claim to provision is secure for those who remain aligned with its laws. The integration of belief, gratitude, visualization, affirmations, management of fear, generosity, and persistence creates a comprehensive framework for accessing the infinite resources available. These elements do not function in isolation but interact in a dynamic system, reinforcing and amplifying each other to produce tangible results. By cultivating belief, the individual strengthens the foundation upon which all manifestation rests. Gratitude amplifies that belief. Visualization and affirmations translate intention into experience, and the release of fear allows unobstructed flow. Generosity establishes circulation, persistence ensures continuity, and alignment with the principles of abundance produces both personal fulfillment and a positive impact on others. This holistic approach transforms the understanding of wealth, resources, and opportunity from a limited perspective into one of limitless possibility. Through these practices, the perception of scarcity gradually dissolves, replaced by an awareness that abundance is not only present but constantly available. The universe is inherently generous, offering resources that are boundless and ever-present. By aligning thoughts, words, emotions, and actions with this principle, one enters into a state of conscious cooperation with the law of provision, creating a life that is not dictated by external limitations but by the recognition of infinite supply. Individuals who cultivate these habits discover that needs are met consistently, opportunity multiply, and challenges are transformed into avenues for growth and further expansion. The flow of abundance becomes a natural state of being rather than an extraordinary event, and living in alignment with these principles fosters a deep sense of peace, security, and empowerment. The ability to maintain focus on abundance in the face of societal messages of limitation is essential for continued growth. Cultural narratives often emphasize competition, scarcity, and fear, which can subtly influence thought patterns and disrupt alignment with the natural flow of provision. Awareness and discernment are required to navigate these influences, ensuring that the mind remains anchored in principles of sufficiency and possibility. By consistently practicing affirmation, visualization, gratitude, and generosity, while releasing fear and cultivating persistence, the individual develops resilience against external pressures and maintains a clear connection to the infinite supply. This consistent focus reinforces neural pathways, solidifies belief, and conditions the subconscious mind to expect abundance as a natural state, allowing for effortless recognition and reception of resources as they manifest. The principle of inspired action is fundamental in understanding how to access the unlimited supply of the universe. It is not enough to speak affirmations, visualize outcomes, or maintain unwavering belief. These practices must be accompanied by action that is aligned with the flow of abundance. Inspired action differs from forced effort or mechanical repetition because it originates from intuition, inner guidance, and a sense of natural momentum rather than obligation or struggle. When acting from inspiration, every step is in harmony with the larger laws of provision, and obstacles often dissolve because the universe is cooperating with your intentions. Recognizing and responding to these intuitive nudges requires attentiveness, self-trust, and a willingness to move beyond fear or doubt. Often, opportunities present themselves subtly, disguised as small choices or unexpected circumstances. By paying careful attention and taking deliberate action when guided, you not only reinforce your alignment with the flow of abundance, but also demonstrate your readiness to receive greater blessings. The combination of inspired action with belief, gratitude, and affirmation creates a dynamic system where intention and effort intersect with opportunity, making manifestation both inevitable and effortless. The flow of abundance is further strengthened by the understanding and management of fear and doubt. These two emotions act as powerful inhibitors, blocking the channels through which provision flows. Fear narrows perception, focusing attention on lack and limitation rather than possibility, while doubt undermines the potency of affirmations and the credibility of belief. To cultivate an effective relationship with the unlimited supply, it is essential to recognize when fear or doubt arises and to consciously shift focus toward trust, expectation, and alignment with divine principles. Meditation, visualization, and repetitive affirmations can serve as practical tools to reprogram thought patterns, reinforcing confidence in the universe's ability to supply all needs. By consistently practicing these techniques, fear and doubt gradually lose their grip, allowing energy to flow freely toward the realization of desires. The shift from limitation to possibility is not merely theoretical but experiential, as individuals begin to notice new opportunities, solutions, and synchronicities that were previously obscured by anxiety and uncertainty. Persistence, coupled with the continuous renewal of faith, is essential for maintaining alignment with the universal flow. Manifestation rarely occurs instantaneously, and challenges or delays are part of the natural process. These periods of apparent inactivity are opportunities to strengthen resolve, refine expectations, and deepen trust in the principles of abundance. Persistence involves maintaining focus, repeating affirmations, engaging in visualization, and acting in alignment with intuition, even when external circumstances suggest scarcity or limitation. Each sustained effort reinforces belief and signals to the universe that the individual is committed to receiving and utilizing the resources that are available. Faith acts as a stabilizing force during these periods, ensuring that temporary setbacks do not discourage or derail the process. Together, persistence and faith create momentum, allowing the energetic principles of abundance to unfold in accordance with divine timing. Generosity and the practice of giving serve as both a confirmation and an accelerator of abundance. By sharing resources, knowledge, time, or support with others, individuals create a flow of energy that mirrors the circulation of abundance in the universe. Giving is not a loss, but a signal of trust in the sufficiency of provision, demonstrating confidence that the infinite supply can meet all needs. This act of sharing creates a vibrational resonance that attracts additional resources and opportunities, establishing a cycle of reciprocal abundance. The practice of generosity also fosters humility, reinforcing the recognition that prosperity is interconnected and not a finite commodity to be hoarded. Those who give freely find that their capacity to receive expands, that relationships deepen, and that opportunities arise in unexpected forms. By integrating generosity into daily life, abundance is no longer perceived as an external commodity, but as an energetic flow in which participation, contribution, and reception are inseparable. The integration of inspired action, faith, persistence, and generosity create a comprehensive framework for accessing the unlimited supply of the universe. Each element supports and enhances the others, producing a dynamic system in which abundance manifests naturally and effortlessly. Inspired action ensures that opportunities are seized, faith stabilizes belief in the face of challenges, persistence maintains focus and alignment, and generosity creates circulation and resonance with the universal flow. Together, these practices form a holistic approach that transforms the perception of scarcity into the recognition of limitless possibility. Individuals who cultivate this approach develop resilience, creativity, and confidence, realizing that the universe is constantly providing, and that their role is to align with and participate in this flow. Visualization and affirmation continue to play a critical role in reinforcing the principles of inspired action and generosity. By vividly imagining desired outcomes and repeatedly affirming the reality of abundance, individuals create a mental and emotional template that aligns with the energy of provision. This template communicates intention clearly to the subconscious mind and to the universe, establishing expectations that are consistent with the natural law of supply. Emotions experienced during visualization, particularly those of gratitude, joy, and confidence, enhance the effectiveness of the practice, embedding the belief in the reality of abundance at both conscious and subconscious levels. When combined with action and generosity, visualization and affirmation become catalysts that accelerate the manifestation process, transforming desires into tangible outcomes with clarity and precision. The practice of letting go of attachment to specific outcomes is essential for sustaining alignment with the unlimited supply. While visualization and affirmation create clarity of intention, rigid attachment can create resistance and disappointment if circumstances unfold differently than imagined. Trusting the universe to deliver in the best possible manner, even if it diverges from expectations, allows the flow of abundance to remain uninterrupted. Detachment does not imply passivity or lack of intention, but rather confidence in the sufficiency of the universe and openness to receiving provision in forms that may exceed initial imagination. This flexibility enhances receptivity, reduces anxiety, and strengthens the alignment between inner expectation and external manifestation. The interplay of giving, receiving, acting, believing, and trusting creates a self-reinforcing cycle of abundance. Each action, word, and thought contributes to the energetic framework through which provision flows. As individuals consistently engage in practices that affirm abundance, opportunities expand, relationships improve, and resources multiply. This ongoing process demonstrates that abundance is not a static state, but a dynamic energy that grows in proportion to alignment, focus, and participation. Recognition of this principle encourages a lifestyle in which generosity, inspired action, gratitude, visualization, and persistence are natural habits rather than conscious efforts, embedding the law of unlimited supply into daily living. Through these practices, the experience of abundance becomes integrated into all aspects of life. Individuals begin to perceive scarcity not as a permanent reality, but as a temporary perception, one that can be shifted through conscious alignment with universal principles. Opportunities, resources, and support appear consistently. Challenges are transformed into stepping stones, and the flow of provision becomes a lived reality rather than an abstract concept. This state of conscious alignment allows for greater creativity, resilience, and clarity in decision-making, as actions are guided by insight, inspiration, and a deep sense of trust in the infinite supply. Ultimately, inspired action and generosity are not ends in themselves but integral components of a larger system in which belief, faith, gratitude, persistence, visualization, and trust converge. The deliberate and consistent application of these principles establishes a pattern of interaction with the universe that ensures the continual flow of abundance. As individuals participate fully in this system, they discover that the bank of God is not merely a metaphor, but a practical reality, accessible to anyone willing to align thoughts, words, emotions, and actions with the infinite supply that is always present. By embracing this understanding, life transforms from a struggle for limited resource into a journey of continuous expansion, fulfillment, and contribution. The principle of alignment with divine intelligence is essential for accessing the unlimited supply of the universe. Life constantly presents opportunities, solutions, and resources, but the ability to recognize and act upon them depends on alignment with a higher guidance that transcends ordinary reasoning. Divine intelligence is the innate wisdom that operates within every individual, connecting thoughts, intuition, and inspiration to the flow of universal abundance. When one is aligned with this intelligence, actions become effortless, decisions are clarified, and obstacles dissolve or transform into opportunities. This alignment requires quieting the mind, listening attentively to inner guidance, and distinguishing between impulses driven by fear, habit, or ego, and those inspired by higher wisdom. Practices such as meditation, reflection, and mindful observation cultivates sensitivity to subtle nudges and synchronicities, helping individuals respond to life in ways that maximize the flow of abundance. When intuition is trusted and acted upon, it acts as a bridge between thought and manifestation, ensuring that desires are not only conceived but brought into reality with precision and ease. Faith in the unseen is a complementary principle that strengthens alignment with divine intelligence. Much of the universe's provision cannot be immediately observed or quantified, and the ability to trust in its presence is crucial for the manifestation process. Faith is not blind hope, but a conscious recognition that the infinite supply exists and operates according to universal laws that are reliable and consistent. It encourages individuals to act in accordance with guidance even when tangible results are not yet visible. The interplay between faith and action is critical. Faith provides the foundation of trust, while inspired action activates the pathways through which abundance flows. Together, they create a dynamic process in which belief, intention, and behavior coalesce to produce tangible outcomes. The cultivation of faith requires consistent practice, observation of evidence in everyday life, and a willingness to maintain expectation and gratitude despite temporary appearances of scarcity. Gratitude continues to play a transformative role in reinforcing alignment and faith. By expressing appreciation for what has already been provided, the mind and spirit are attuned to recognizing further blessings. Gratitude functions as both an acknowledgement of sufficiency and a magnet for additional provision. The practice encourages awareness of resources, relationships, and experiences that might otherwise go unnoticed, reinforcing a perception of abundance rather than lack. When gratitude is combined with alignment to divine intelligence and faith in unseen provision, it amplifies the efficacy of inspired action, ensuring that the energy and attention is consistently directed toward constructive outcomes. By recognizing and appreciating the flow of abundance in all forms, individuals create a feedback loop in which acknowledgement generates further supply, further acknowledgement, and ongoing expansion. The principle of conscious creation emphasizes that thoughts, words, and intentions are not passive, but are powerful forces that shape reality. Every belief held, every word spoken, and every mental image imagined contributes to the construction of circumstances and experiences. When thoughts are aligned with faith, gratitude, and divine guidance, they attract corresponding outcomes from the universe. Conversely, misalignment, negative self-talk, and doubt impede the manifestation of desires by creating energetic resistance. Conscious creation is therefore a process of deliberate attention where individuals consistently monitor their thoughts, refine their intentions, and choose words that reflect abundance, possibility, and trust. The practice of conscious creation is enhanced through visualization and affirmation, which reinforce the desired reality and condition the mind to accept abundance as natural and inevitable. Over time, this practice transforms perception, allowing the individual to recognize opportunity, attract resources, and act decisively in alignment with higher principles. Generosity and the flow of giving remain critical in sustaining alignment with divine intelligence. By sharing time, knowledge, and resources, individuals participate in the natural circulation of abundance, demonstrating trust in the sufficiency of provision. Giving is both a confirmation of faith and a mechanism for multiplying resources, establishing a rhythm in which energy flows freely and returns in greater measure. This practice fosters a sense of interconnectedness, reminding individuals that their prosperity is linked with the well-being of others. By cultivating a habit of generosity, the mind is conditioned to perceive abundance as expansive rather than limited, reinforcing alignment with universal principles and enhancing the capacity to receive and utilize provision effectively. Generosity also nurtures humility and openness, essential qualities for remaining receptive to inspiration, guidance, and unexpected opportunities. Persistence in alignment with these principles ensures that temporary obstacles or delays do not disrupt the flow of abundance. Manifestation often unfolds in stages, and challenges are opportunities to deepen understanding, strengthen faith, and refine alignment. Persistent attention to belief, gratitude, inspired action, generosity, and conscious creation allow the energy of intention to accumulate and intensify, eventually producing tangible results. The principle of persistence emphasizes that commitment to alignment must endure beyond immediate appearance, trusting that the unseen mechanisms of provision are operating consistently and effectively. Each sustained effort reinforces pathways of manifestation, building momentum that propels desires from conception into reality. Visualization and affirmation are tools that strengthen alignment with divine intelligence and accelerate manifestation. Visualization involves creating detailed, emotionally rich mental images of desired outcomes, while affirmation reinforces belief and expectation through verbal or internal statements of truth. When these practices are consistently combined with gratitude, faith, and inspired action, they condition the subconscious mind to perceive abundance as natural and inevitable. This integrated approach allows individuals to act decisively, recognize opportunities, and respond creatively to challenges, ensuring that thoughts and intentions are consistently aligned with the energy of provision. Visualization and affirmation also cultivate confidence, clarity, and emotional resonance, key factors in maintaining alignment and sustaining the flow of abundance. Releasing attachment to specific outcomes is essential for maintaining alignment with divine intelligence. While clarity of intention is critical, rigid attachment can create resistance, anxiety, or disappointment if circumstances unfold differently than expected. Detachment allows individuals to remain flexible, open, and responsive to opportunities that may exceed imagination or present themselves in unexpected forms. Trusting that the universe delivers in the optimal manner ensures that the flow of abundance remains uninterrupted and that energy is directed constructively rather than dissipated in frustration or worry. This approach fosters resilience, patience, and adaptability, qualities that enhance alignment with divine principles and optimize the manifestation process. The practice of mindful awareness supports alignment by creating attentiveness to the present moment, the flow of guidance, and the signs and opportunities that the universe offers. Mindfulness encourages observation without judgment, allowing individuals to notice patterns, insights, and synchronicities that guide decision-making and action. By cultivating awareness, one becomes increasingly sensitive to the subtle cues of divine intelligence, enabling responses that are timely, effective, and harmonious with the flow of abundance. Mindful attention also reduces distraction, mental clutter, and reactive behavior, ensuring that energy remains focused on constructive, aligned activity rather than dissipated in worry, fear, or uncertainty. The interplay of alignment, faith, gratitude, inspired action, generosity, persistence, visualization, affirmation, detachment, and mindful awareness establishes a comprehensive framework for accessing the unlimited supply of the universe. Each principle reinforces the others, creating a dynamic system in which abundance becomes not only accessible, but consistently experienced. By integrating these practices into daily life, individuals cultivate resilience, creativity, clarity, and confidence, allowing the universe's infinite resources to manifest naturally and effortlessly. The experience of abundance becomes a lived reality, characterized by opportunities, support, resources, and growth that expand continually in response to alignment with universal principles. The understanding that claiming abundance blesses others is a profound principle that completes the cycle of unlimited supply. Abundance is not meant to be hoarded or kept for personal satisfaction alone. It exists as a dynamic flow that nourishes both the individual and the larger world. When one draws from the infinite resources of the universe, it creates an opportunity to impact families, communities, and society in meaningful ways. This understanding shifts the focus from mere accumulation to conscious stewardship of provision, fostering a sense of responsibility and purpose. Each act of sharing, mentoring, or contributing becomes a channel through which abundance flows, reinforcing the idea that prosperity is not static but relational and expansive. By recognizing that personal well-being is intertwined with the well-being of others, individuals naturally cultivate generosity, compassion, and ethical engagement, ensuring that the energy of abundance circulates and multiplies. In doing so, one creates a harmonious balance where giving and receiving are inseparable, and where the manifestation of resources serves a greater good. This perspective transforms the experience of wealth, provision, and opportunity into a meaningful, shared, and infinitely renewable resource. The principle of conscious expansion emphasizes the ongoing growth and evolution that occurs when abundance is actively claimed and applied. Accessing the unlimited supply of the universe is not a one-time achievement. It is a continual process of recognition, alignment, and expression. Conscious expansion involves maintaining an open and receptive mindset, actively seeking opportunities for learning, growth, and contribution. It requires a willingness to evolve beyond previous limitations, to explore new ways of thinking, and to embrace experiences that challenge old patterns and expand awareness. By integrating conscious expansion into daily life, individuals align themselves with the infinite potential of the universe, ensuring that the flow of abundance is not stagnant but dynamic and ever-increasing. This process encourages creativity, innovation, and resilience as individuals learn to navigate complexity with confidence, trust, and insight. The commitment to growth ensures that abundance is not merely a collection of material resources, but an integrated experience of emotional, spiritual, intellectual, and relational richness. Gratitude, faith, and alignment continue to reinforce conscious expansion by maintaining focus on the principles that allow the universe to operate in favor of provision, recognizing the resources already present, expressing appreciation for guidance and support, and acting in harmony with intuition and divine intelligence creates a feedback loop that perpetuates growth and opportunity. Each successful manifestation becomes evidence of universal laws at work, reinforce belief and encouraging continued engagement with abundance practices. As understanding deepens, individuals develop the ability to anticipate opportunities, respond creatively to challenges, and identify avenues for impact that may have been previously unseen. The accumulation of these experiences strengthens confidence and clarity, ensuring that the process of claiming abundance becomes increasingly intuitive, effective, and sustainable. Visualization and affirmation play a key role in supporting conscious expansion, as they provide clarity and emotional resonance for desired outcomes. By vividly imagining the application of resources, the fulfillment of goals, and the positive impact on others, individuals create a mental and emotional template that aligns with the energy of provision. Affirmations reinforce these visualizations, solidifying belief, expectation, and commitment. When combined with action, generosity, and mindfulness, these practices enable individuals to manifest their intentions while remaining attuned to the needs and opportunities of the wider community. This integration ensures that abundance is experienced not as an isolated achievement but as a dynamic, interconnected process that benefits multiple layers of life. The role of inspired action remains central in conscious expansion. Acting in accordance with intuition and opportunity allows individuals to move ideas, resources, and intentions from conception into reality. Every action aligned with guidance, faith, and intention strengthens pathways for continued manifestation and growth. Inspired action ensures that resources do not remain theoretical or stagnant, but are applied in ways that generate tangible outcomes, whether in personal development, professional achievement, or communal contribution. By consistently engaging in purposeful, aligned action, individuals demonstrate readiness to receive further abundance, creating a reinforcing cycle of provision, impact, and growth. Persistence and patience are essential companions to conscious expansion. Manifestation and the realization of unlimited supply often unfold gradually, requiring sustained focus, dedication, and trust. Temporary delays or apparent obstacles are not signs of scarcity or failure but opportunity. To refine understanding, strengthen alignment, and cultivate resilience. Maintaining expectation and engagement during these periods ensures that the flow of abundance remains uninterrupted and that each experience contributes to growth, knowledge, and preparedness for greater opportunities. The interplay of persistence, faith, and deliberate action ensures that individuals remain attuned to the infinite resources available, even when immediate evidence is not visible. Generosity and contribution continue to reinforce the process of conscious expansion, as the act of giving establishes circulation, multiplies impact, and creates relational and energetic resonance. Sharing resources, knowledge, and opportunities not only benefits others but enhances the giver's capacity to receive and recognize additional blessings. This dynamic reflects the principle that abundance is not a finite commodity but an energetic flow that grows in proportion to participation and circulation. By consciously engaging in acts of contribution, individuals embed themselves in a larger system of provision and impact, where personal prosperity and collective well-being are intertwined and mutually reinforcing. The integration of all principles, belief, faith, gratitude, visualization, affirmation, inspired action, generosity, persistence, and conscious expansion culminates in a holistic approach to life in which abundance is a lived, continuous reality. Each practice reinforces the others, creating a self-sustaining system in which provision, opportunity, and impact are continually experienced. Individuals who internalize these principles develop resilience, clarity, creativity, and confidence, recognizing that the universe is not only generous but reliably responsive to alignment with its laws. This realization transforms the experience of life from one constrained by perceived limitations into one characterized by freedom, growth, and limitless possibility. By embracing the interconnectedness of personal abundance and collective benefit, individuals experience the profound satisfaction of living in harmony with universal supply. Resources are recognized as part of a larger network of provision, impact, and growth, with each act of receiving, giving, and creating contributes to a dynamic and ever-expanding flow. The awareness that claiming abundance blesses others instills purpose, responsibility, and fulfillment, transforming wealth, opportunity, and success into instruments of positive influence and shared prosperity. This perspective nurtures a sense of stewardship and intentionality, ensuring that abundance is not only experienced personally but also circulated to enhance the well-being of others, creating a legacy of continual growth, impact, and manifestation. Mindfulness and conscious presence support the practice of claiming and distributing abundance effectively. Being aware of thoughts, emotions, opportunities, and circumstances allows individuals to act in alignment with the principles that guide unlimited supply. Mindfulness enhances discernment, ensuring that actions are intentional, resources are applied effectively, and responses are constructive. This attentiveness also fosters adaptability, enabling the individual to navigate unexpected challenges while remaining aligned with desired outcomes and overarching goals. By maintaining conscious presence, one ensures that the flow of abundance is not disrupted by distraction, fear, or misalignment, allowing energy to be directed toward meaningful growth, manifestation, and contribution. Ultimately, the understanding that abundance is both a personal right and a communal resource transforms the way individuals engage with life. Claiming the unlimited supply of the universe becomes an act of empowerment, responsibility, and alignment, one that integrates faith, belief, gratitude, visualization, inspired action, generosity, persistence, conscious expansion, and mindfulness. By embracing these principles, individuals discover that the bank of God is perpetually open, infinitely generous, and accessible to all who align themselves with its laws. The recognition that claiming abundance blesses others reinforces purpose, fosters ethical stewardship, and ensures that the flow of resources, opportunity, and impact is continuous, dynamic, and transformative, creating a life of fulfillment, growth, and shared prosperity.